Okay, so what we want to do is just explain the Empower comp plan. And what I found is there's four kinds of income. Number one, the first income is personal sales. Number two, you have pass-up sales. Number three, you have residual sales. And number four, you have overrides. So it's really kind of a simple program, and what I want to do is represent this in a chart so that way you can understand how it works. Now, there's two ways to qualify for sales to get paid. Number one is you own the product. Number two is you've personally sold the product to somebody. That qualifies you. So, I drew this out for a friend on a chart like this, and it made a lot of sense for the first time. So what I'm going to do is just draw this chart, and it'll make it a little bit easier to understand. And I'm going to represent the sales that you're getting in black and everything that's being passed up past you in red. So that just kind of makes it easy. So I'm just going to represent, this is you, and right now you own the $97 Kalatu blog, and I'm going to say you own the $100 Inner Circle. So this is Inner Circle, this is Kalatu Premium. I'm just doing initials here. Now, what are the other ones that are out there that right now you might not own? Well, there's the $500 one-time product that is the top producer. There's the $1,000 one-time program that is the Team Builder formula. And there's the $3,500 Mass Influence formula. So these are all one-time. These are represented as residual, and I'm just going to say right now, I'm just going to draw a circle around it. This is what you own. So those are what you qualify for automatically. So let's just look at this. I'm going to put qualifying sale 1, which is actually I'm going to do in red because your first sale is a pass up. 2, which goes to you. 3, which is a pass up. 4, which goes to you. 5 is a pass up. 6, 7, 8, 9 go to you. And then the 10th, 15th, 20th, every 5th after that, 25th, and so on and so forth. So this is a really easy way to kind of look at it. Let's say you recruit Joe. And Joe gets in and Joe says, okay, this looks cool. I'm going to go ahead and I'm really minimum. I'm just going to buy the Kalatu blog. And that's all he buys. So he buys the Kalatu blog for $97. That being your first Kalatu blog actually is the only product that doesn't actually ride on the pass-up scale. It's the only one. All the other ones pass up, but the $97 Kalatu blog, which would be your first Kalatu blog, that's yours. Now let's say Sue gets in, and Sue decides to buy the Kalatu blog and the Inner Circle. So she buys the Kalatu blog, which would be your second Kalatu blog, but she also buys the Inner Circle. Well, because it's your very first one, you own it, so you're already qualified. You're qualified for it. That first one passes up. So now Bob decides to join. Bob decides he's getting both of them too, so he gets the $97 blog, which is your third Kalatu sale, but it's your second Inner Circle. So because it's your second Inner Circle that's sold, you receive that. Now here's what's interesting. You recruited Bob, and Bob also decided to buy the $500 product. this $500 product qualifies you to start the system just like you own the product here. You won't physically have the product, so they're not going to give you the course, but they're going to give you credit for having sold one. So that starts it. Let's say your next person, Rick decides to actually join. Rick decides to get the first 3 too because, you know, he's doing what Bob did. So he decides to get the $100 program, which is your third $100 program, right? So that's going to fall on 3, but he got a $97 blog, and the $97 blog will get paid on every single time, so that's okay. And he bought a 500, so boom, the 500 gets passed up because it's your first 500. It's technically your second one, but it's the first one of the commission structure because the first one actually just qualified you for it. Now let's sponsor one more person because you have to have 5 people in Kalatu to go to what level? The boss level. So let's say you recruit one more guy, one more girl. Give me a girl's name.
Sue.
We already have Sue.
Jackie.
Jackie decides to get started. Jackie decides to get started, watch. Jackie goes, look, you know, everybody's kind of playing games here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the $1,000 level. So she gets her $97 blog. She ends up also getting the $100 program, so that is the $100 program that you're going to be paid on. She got the $500 program, so watch this. Boom, the $500 program actually is falling on your second one. So guess what? You now get to receive a $500, you have credit on a $500 commission. So at 70%, this is a $350 commission to you. That's pretty nice for one that you sold. And she bought the $1,000 program, which does what?
Qualified.
It qualifies you. It doesn't mean you're getting paid. It doesn't start the structure. It just qualifies you for the structure. So now at this point, this is kind of a running game. Now what are you actually getting paid on here, you know, total? Your monthly is based on the $97 and the $100. So you got 5 Kalatu blog premiums that you're being paid on monthly. You have 2 of the $100 inner circles you're getting paid off of. You got 1 of these and now you're qualified for the $1,000. So what does that amount to? These pay out at $1,750 and these pay out at $70 times 5 times 2. Well, obviously this is 140 and 1750 times 5. Can anybody help me out here?
I turned off my phone.
It's 3, 35, 37, 5, and 1 is
6.
5.
87.50?
Is it 87.50?
It's gotta be more than that, doesn't it?
87.50? I think it's 87.50.
Yeah, I think it is.
So your residual is based off of this. So you got $227.50 coming in a month now, just off of what you have, which basically covers your $216.95. It covers the $97 blog, it covers the $100 inner circle, and it covers your $19.95 to be an affiliate. So it covers all of this. And you got a $350 sale. So total for that month, if this all closed out within a month, you would have a total of $577.50 come in. From how many people did you sign up and recruit? 5 people. Compared to anything else that exists in the market, on a price range of about $216 that you spent, it's virtually not going to happen in any other business. And the great part is the next month, your residual, if everything stayed the same, your residual is still going to be that $227. Now, can you make any more money from the people who are right here? Is a question. The answer is yes, because if any one of them, watch this, Now, I'm just gonna say in the timeline, Joe, all of a sudden out of the blue decides, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get what? I'm gonna go ahead and buy an Inner Circle. Well, you've sold them in this order, so it would be what? Your fifth one? Your fifth Inner Circle, which would be right here. It would actually be a pass-up. So necessarily, you're not going to get that commission, but somebody up the line that has it will. All of a sudden, because Joe did it, Sue decides to do it, so on the 6th level, you end up marketing another one. What happened here? I put them on the wrong one. You market Sue's, now all of a sudden you're getting credit for Sue's Inner Circle. So there's a computer that actually tracks all this. You don't have to physically track it. The idea is you just keep bringing people in. But you're not paid on the person, you're paid on the sale. And every single product has its own comp plan that you're running on. So the idea is just build big. You want big numbers. What you want to do is, number one, you want big numbers on personals. You want to bring in as many personals as possible to kind of layer this comp plan to have all these different commissions hitting. Then second, number two, is you want to ensure that you help those people get their first 5 and then help one of them get their first 5 to help the promotions go wild. If you can help all those promotions go wild, what I've shown so far is personal sales. I've showed the pass-up sales. I've showed the residual sales. Now here's how the overrides work. When you hit $10,000 a month off of these core products, because that's the core products, that equals the level of gold, which means you now receive $10 for everybody in your organization that has the $97 Kalatu blog. So I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say there's 100 people on your team that have the Kalatu blog. That equals $1,000. But if you have 1,000 people by that point, by the time you hit 10 grand, now all of a sudden you have a $10,000 a month income on top of the $10,000 a month income that you created. So the way that this is going to work in the big picture of things is when people are able to build their business to 10,000, you should be able to skip from 10,000 to 20,000 relatively quickly. And in any other company, basically you build to get to 6 figures, and then you know what you have to do to build to build to multiple 6 figures? The whole thing all over again. Sometimes even bigger and more, because the bigger your team gets down in most companies, the less the percentage. So eventually at the very bottom of most of these network marketing companies, you're earning maybe like $1 to $3 if you're lucky off of every single person from the bottom of these networks, where we're talking about $10 all the way down to the next $10,000 earner. Well, it's probably, if you're built to 10 grand, it's probably unlikely you have a bunch of people at 10 grand already. But in this system, as you do that, well, no problem. Once you get to 20 grand, you hit another level, and there's another $10 released, override, for everybody that has that product. Then, if you get a bunch of people at 20 grand, they give you an extra $5 and 20 cents at $30,000 a month. $5 does not seem like a lot, but let's say you've got, 5 $10,000 earners, 2 $20,000 earners, and now all of a sudden you're at 30,000 and you're earning a $5 override. Well, if each one of these guys has anywhere between 500 to 1,000 people on their team, let's say there's 3,000 people made up here, and then you've got 2 $20,000 earners, so that's going to be part of their team. So let's say you have a total of 5,000 people. Take 5,000 people who have a Kalatu blog times $5.20. Your overrides alone are 25 grand a month. So the $5 really adds up when you look at really, really big numbers. The $10 really adds up especially when you look at what are most people in network marketing making, maybe $1. I mean, I know of an organization that was paying less than 50 cents per person at a certain level at the breakdown. But because the person had 150,000 people on the team, they're making great money. So I know this is a lot, but I just wanted to kind of explain the 4 different kinds of income: personal sales, passive sales, residual sales, and overrides. The money comes in, there's a computer system that tracks it all, so you don't physically have to know how to do it. You just have to go out and find the people, bring them to the events, and we'll train them and teach them what to do.